What's the crack, everybody? Hello, it's 8 o'clock, it's Tuesday. It's actually, it's my favorite time of the week. It's Tailfish time. Hope you're all well. Actually, I know some of you are not, but I hope you're all doing well. It's Chris here with you. I am really sorry for cancelling last week's quiz at short notice. Just last Tuesday, I just didn't have a voice. I was feeling pretty sick, didn't know what it was. But throat was all gone. So kind of like gave it a bit of time for it today to see did it get up to scratch. No bueno. Anyway. I hope you're all well. Better than I was. Today we got 6 rounds. They're the wrong round names. Give me a second. What have I done here? What are you doing, Chris? Chris, you are an amateur. Just give me a sec. Here we go. General knowledge, what's in a name, sports and games, the picture round, tomorrow in history and alphabet soup. Today's picture round is going to be cities. It's going to be skylines of cities. And our pixelated, it's movie stills, as they have been for a little while. Hope you're all good. We got 15 teams. We still got a few minutes before we start with 15 teams on the scoreboard already, so we're getting rolling. Yeah, you know what? You're not the first person who's used Ted Lasso during COVID isolation as the antidote. It is very heartwarming, life-affirming television. If you don't like sports at all, it's still heartwarming and life-affirming television. Glad you guys are enjoying it. And I hope you're getting up early in the morning to watch some of the unbelievable scenes we have from the Winter Olympics in Beijing. Or the kind of winter-ish Olympics in Beijing. I don't know what I thought of those. The like big ski jump thing. That's not ski jumping. The big style points jump ski thing, which is just like in a power plant somewhere on some artificial snow thing. But anyway. General knowledge, what's in a name, sports and games, picture round, tomorrow in history, alphabet soup. We have at the moment absolute tulips. You got COVID, Harry. Team Glenn, Wisteria. Quarantine Turner. Creative team name, Team Kalala, the Tadmeister, Sheen with Finn. The Intrepid Quizzards, Quizzes of Oz, Uncivil Servants, We Are Negan, One Mobster, and Team Lobster. I'm loving the little rhyming we got going on down the bottom. About a minute till we get started. As always. 6 rounds, 8 questions per round, 48 questions, as well as our pixelated. I'll be 1 second. Left my water outside. Now I'm choking on water. Let's roll the intro, shall we? Alright, that's enough of that. Let's roll. Team Gauntlet for the first time this evening should be able to see your answer sheet. Round 1, as always, is general knowledge. Let's get going. What slang term for tornado was also the title of a 1996 film? I definitely had this film taped on VHS at some stage. A classic of its genre. What slang term for a tornado is also the name of a 1996 film? Question 2. What is the last global event mentioned in the Billy Joel song We Didn't Start the Fire? What is the last global event mentioned in the Billy Joel song We Didn't Start the Fire? Question Joel, I think is how I meant to be saying. But anyway, at the end of the fairy tale The Gingerbread Man, who eats the gingerbread man? Almost lost my water again. At the end of the fairy tale, The Gingerbread Man, who eats the gingerbread man? Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Question 4. What cat species is the third largest after the tiger and the lion? We mean in terms of size of the cat. Not in terms of the amount of them that exist. And I presume we're measuring this with weight. I have no idea what the answer is. I'm actually very curious. After the tiger and the lion, which the biggest is. But anyway, I guess there's two or three candidates. Question 5. Where would you be working if you used a Brannock device? Up to 20 teams on the scoreboard now. Welcome to anyone who I missed earlier. Fake Fazzle Drazzle. Man, you have the best round of the quiz so far. We are Negan. Dumb and Dumber. It's good to see y'all. Where would you be working if you used a Brannock device? Question 6. Peter Mark Roget, a 19th century British physician, is best known for publishing what type of book? Peter Mark Roget, a 19th century British physician, is best known for publishing what type of book? Question 7. In a business meeting of 4 people, how many handshakes would there be if everyone shook hands? How many handshakes would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck handshakes? This is a mad question. I have no idea. In a business meeting of 4 people, how many handshakes would there be if everyone shook hands? Question 8. In this Beach Boys song, God only knows what. In this Beach Boys song, God only knows what. Here's your first pixelated of the day. For those of you who aren't regular players, I'm going to depixelate this image every single round until the end of the quiz, getting it clearer and clearer. But it's worth 1 point per round. If you get it in round one and you just keep getting it, you know, class. 6 free points. What is this pixelated image? And he recaps after the round. What is a slang term for tornado? Also titled 96 film. What is the last global event mentioned? The Billy Joel song. We didn't start the fire. At the end of the fairy tale, the gingerbread man. What eats the gingerbread man? What cat species is the third largest after the tiger and the lion? Where would you be working if you used a Brannick device? Peter Mark Roget, a 19th century British physician, is best known for publishing what type of book? In business meetings of 4 people, how many handshakes would there be if everyone shook hands? And in this Beach Boy song, God only knows what. Team captains, you have 2 minutes as always. It's about to go 12 minutes past 8. You have until 14 minutes past 8 to get those answers in. What I'd be without you, Chris. Just 10 seconds, If you haven't already submitted your answers, please do hit them. Submit them. And collecting the answer sheets right there. Yeah, so I accidentally said the answer to question 8 there, and then tried not to react, so that anyone who didn't realize that I'd just given the answer. Anyway, my bad. Let's go over the answers around, shall we? Twister is a slang name for a tornado. That's also the name of a film. It follows Storm Chasers. I can't remember the exact kind of crux of it, but they're trying to launch like a device into the twister that helps them model the inside of it. I don't know. Whatever. Fair play to them. Rock and Roll and Cola Wars. I can't take it anymore. Cola Wars is the last thing mentioned in We Didn't Start the Fire. Cola Wars was kind of advertising tit for tat between Coca-Cola and Pepsi, kicked off by Pepsi doing blind taste tests where people preferred Pepsi in a small blind taste test because it's sweeter, so one sip it does taste better, and Cola hit back, etc. At the end of this Gingerbread Man fairy tale, he's eaten by the fox, apparently. But whoever said Lord Farquaad, that made me happy too, from Shrek. The cat species is the third largest after the lion and the tiger. Now, someone said liger for this, which is a thing. I don't know if it's a species, because I don't know if it can reproduce itself, but it's actually bigger than lions and tigers, which may have been a clue that we were looking for something else. Jaguar is what we were looking for. Well done if you got that. Other cats are big too, but anthers and stuff, but jaguars are the next heaviest. A Brannock device. One of my fondest memories for some reason when I was a school kid was getting shoes, because the shoe shop people in Dunleary were just mad good crack, and getting your foot measured by a Brannock device was part of that. That was the thing you put your foot in that measured the size. So shoe store, cobbler, anything like that, well, if you got it. Peter Marc Roget is a physician, which a lot of you concentrated on when you're trying to guess what book he wrote, but he actually wrote a thesaurus, so fair play to him. I wonder, is there another word for thesaurus? In a business meeting of four people, I think you need 6 handshakes for everyone to shake hands. So one person shakes the hands of 3 other people, and then another person shakes the hands of 2 other people because he's already shaken the hands of the first one, and then the third person shakes the hand of 1 other person because she's already shook the hands of the first 2, and that's 6 in total. It'd be easy if they just put all their hands in the middle and did the Mighty Ducks thing. That would only require 1. God only knows I'd be without you. It's the Beach Boys song is what we're looking for. So round 2, what is in a name? Before we get on to round 2, let's have a quick look at the scoreboard. And I'd say you guys probably had a tough round 1, except for one mobster who obviously got a perfect score on the regular questions. But only 1 8, a couple of 6s. Team Glen, Quarantine Trinidad, Maestro and Civil Servants, a couple of 5s, and everybody else 4. So I'd say hard round 1. Let's get on to round 2. What's in a name? Team Cats should be able to see your answer sheets. Let's go. What British musician's most often used nickname is Slow Hand? What British musician's most often used nickname is Slow Hand? Question 2. What masked vigilante character shares a name with the Spanish word for fox? What masked vigilante character shares a name with the Spanish word for fox? I'll give you a clue. It's not Batman. Question 3. What name links a household appliance, a massive construction project, and an American president? What name links a household appliance, a massive construction project, and an American president? Question 4. The name Peggy is short for what name? Usually. Nickname Peggy is short for what name? Question 5. Starbucks got its name from a classic novel. Which one? Starbucks from the US Northwest. I think it's one of the biggest food and beverage chains in the world. Kind of up there with McDonald's and Subway. Starbucks got its name from a classic novel. Which one? Question 6. What form of pottery takes its name from the Italian for baked earth? What form of pottery takes its name from the Italian for baked earth? Question 7. What city has been nicknamed the Silicon Valley of India? What city has been nicknamed the Silicon Valley of India? And question 8. What current company used to be called the Echo Bay Technology Group? What current company used to be called the Echo Bay Technology Group? A couple of teams did get this last round. Here is a slightly less pixelated version of our pixelated movie still. Give it your best shot. Who is this? And your final recap slide. What British musician's most used nickname is Slow Hand? What mass vigilante character shares the name of the Spanish word for fox? What name links a household appliance, a massive construction project, and an American president? The nickname Peggy is short for what? Starbucks got its name from a classic novel. Which one? What form of pottery takes its name from the Italian baked earth? What city has been nicknamed the Silicon Valley of India? And what current company uses the Echo Bay? What current company used to be called the Echo Bay Technology Group? Team Captains, you have 2 minutes as always. It's 8:23 and a half. You've until 8:25 and a half to get those answers in. Alright, team captains. How are we doing? You do better on this round, generally. Just good stuff. So I'm going to collect those answer sheets right now. Why is the quiz called Table Fish? John asks. The quiz was built by Kev, you are dire at absolutely terrible at guessing pictures. The quiz was built by the kind of the Tablefish team, and primarily myself and Aidan, Katie, and Aidan, who's the co-founder in startup I work in, along with me, has always been a bit of a he's always had an eye for an opportunity, and set up a website a while ago to help restaurants take booking deposits, which was solve a problem in the restaurant industry that the Irish restaurant industry had famously, where people just don't show for bookings. And he bought a whole lot of domain names related to restaurants, including table.fish, which is just one of the available domain names. So we already had the domain name. So I hope that didn't ruin the romance of it, but that's where Tablefish came from. Let's go over the answers to the round. The British musician most often uses the nickname Slowhand. That's Eric Clapton. Don't know if we still love Eric Clapton. He said a lot of weird political stuff recently. Eric Clapton. The Mask Vigilante character shares the name with the word for fox is Zorro. The name that links household appliances, massive construction projects, and American president is Hoover. It's in the case of the massive construction project and the American president, that's the same name. The Hoover Dam was named after Herbert Hoover, and then it was not named after him, and then it was named after him again. And then of course we're talking about Hoover vacuum cleaners, which are a completely unrelated section of the Hoover family. The name Peggy is short for Margaret. We'll look at that. Starbucks got its name from Moby Dick. Terracotta, Baked Earth. I don't know if you got that. Silicon Valley of India is Bangalore. Parent technology company called the Echo Bay Technology Group is eBay. Everything you needed was right there. And that gets us on around 3 sports and games. I said I wasn't going to do sports and games this week, but then I had some sports and games questions. But next week, I think I'm not going to do sports and games. We'll see how it goes. Let's have a quick look at the scoreboard. So, we still have one mobster in the lead. Lead's actually grown. Two perfect scores in the regular quiz for Kev so far. Team Glenn, Quarantine Turn of the Tadmites Run Civil Servants, they all got 6 in round 1, they all got 7s in round 2, so well done to you guys. But I'm looking in particular at Lions Tea and Team Lobster. These are 2 teams that went from minimums last round to perfect scores this round, so well done to you guys. Dumb and Dumber as well, Frazzle Dazzle and Gene with Finn, big improvements from round 1, so well done to you guys. So everyone's really taken away. It was everyone's best round of the quiz so far, except for creative team name, you absolute legends. We're the only people who struggled more in round 2 than did in round 1. But otherwise you all found it a little bit handier. So let's go on to round 3 and see if that trend continues. Team Captain's Dream, see your answer sheets. Let's go. Leona Maguire won her first what at the weekend? What was the name of the championship? She's got to be one of Ireland's top sports people at the moment. Absolutely slaying. What did she win? For the first of hopefully several times at the weekend. Question 2. In 1950, Curly Lambeau resigned after 31 seasons and 6 NFL titles to his credit. What NFL team did he found, play, and coach for? Those NFL championships are all pre-Super Bowl era. Just as a word of warning, because otherwise it would have to be either the Patriots or the Steelers, because they're the only teams with 6 Super Bowls. But 6 NFL titles pre-Super Bowl era, of course. Question 3. What country will host the upcoming 2022 Commonwealth Games? What country will host the upcoming 2022 Commonwealth Games? Question 4. In 2004, this artist suffered a very famous wardrobe malfunction during the halftime show of Super Bowl. Here. Wrecking my head here. Did we get the Roman numerals right for this one? 38? 38? 2004, this artist suffered a very famous wardrobe malfunction during the halftime show for Super Bowl XXXVIII 38. Thank you. Question 5. What is the name of the tool needed to play billiards or snooker to hit the ball? It is the Super Bowl this weekend. It's been pushed back a week this year because they added a week on to the regular season. Remember to take note of the result of the Super Bowl because I'll probably ask something about it in next week's quiz. It is the second time in a row it has been held at the home stadium of one finalist, and the second time ever, which is pretty cool. The LA Rams taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. What is the name of the tool needed to play billiards or snooker to hit the ball? Question 6. Although he would later change numbers, Michael Jordan is known for his iconic jersey number what? Go Bengals. What time does the Super Bowl kick off? Irish time. 11, I think. 11:30. I think it kicks off at the same time regardless whether it's on the east or the west coast. So 11:30 is where we're looking at. PM. Although he would later change numbers, Michael Jordan is known for his iconic jersey number what? Question 7. The Grand National is a national hunt horse race held annually at this racecourse. I've got a super important work meeting at 9 o'clock the next morning. Don't know if I'm going to be watching it. Probably stay up as far as the halftime show. The Grand National is a national hunt horse race held annually at this racecourse. And question 8. What are the long triangles on a backgammon board called? I have no idea. I have no idea how to play backgammon. It was always the thing on the other side of chess. What are the long triangles on a backgammon board called? Alright, here's your third pixelated. I think we're stuck in Diesel now. And we'll give you your recap slide in just a second. Just before we do, a very quick reminder here at Tablefish. We're on a mission to make quizzes digital or something. I don't know why we do this anymore. I think you can do quizzes in pubs, but you guys are still here, and we're still here. And we want to say a huge thank you to everyone on the right hand side of the slide. They've contributed to Tablefish over the last little while. I take nothing from running Tablefish, but there are people who do all the boring bits of Tablefish. Absolutely wouldn't be possible without them. If you want to contribute to Tablefish, go to www.tablefish.com/contribute or scan the QR code on the screen. And your contributions will go to the team that do all the hard work to make it possible. They're awesome. And, for the time being, I guess we'll keep it taken away. But thank you guys so much for all of your support. As I say, particularly everyone whose name is on the right hand side of that slide. Here's your recap slide. Donald McGuire won her first WOT this weekend. 1950 Curly Lambeau resigned after 31 seasons, 6 NFL titles. Which credit one NFL team did he fan and play for? What country will host the upcoming 2022 Commonwealth Games? 2004, this artist suffered a very famous wardrobe malfunction during the halftime show, which of Super Bowl 38. What is the name of the tool needed to play billiards or snooker to hit the ball? Although he would later change numbers, Michael Jordan is known for his iconic jersey number WOT. The Grand National is a national horse race held annually. This race, of course, is one of the long triangles on the backhand board called Team Cams. You'll have a couple of minutes. We're going to come back for the second half of the quiz at 8:45, so I'll see you in 8 minutes. Until then, get yourself another cup of tea, glass of beer, wine, whatever it is that you're doing. It's choosing how to live your life. So I'll see you in a few.
noticed the lights were on, and I thought you might be home. I wasn't sure.
Let's crack up. Everybody had a good break. Sorry, I'm just eating some bread. You know how it is. It's like tricky enough timing dinner when you have to. Anyway, collecting the answer sheets. If you haven't already submitted your answer sheets, please do submit them. And let's zip over some of the answers, alright, shall we? Leanne Maguire won her first LPGA Tour title, so that's an event title. If you said anything with the letters PGA in it, you're going to get the points. But a huge well done to Leanne Maguire by 3 strokes over the weekend. Go on, hook, Gavin. In 1950, Curly Lambeau resigned after 31 seasons, 6 NFL titles to his credit, and he played for, was a founder and coach of what I think is the most remarkable sports team in the United States. It's the Green Bay Packers, the only fan-owned franchise in any of the American professional sports leagues. You might have known this because they, of course, play at Lambeau Field. Named after Curly Lambeau. The 2022 Commonwealth Games are going to be hosted in England. I think the last couple have ended up being hosted in the UK. 2004, the artist suffered a very famous wardrobe malfunction at halftime. It was, of course, Janet Jackson. Justin Timberlake getting off scot-free. The name of the tool needed to play billiards or snooker to hit the ball is, of course, a cue. I'll give you the points for drive on. It's, of course, a cue. Although he would later change the numbers, Michael Jordan is known for his iconic jersey number 23. The Grand National, it's held at Aintree, the Aintree Grand National. And those long triangles on the billiards board, they're apparently called points. Hold on if you got that. I hadn't got a clue. Is it called backgammon because it's usually on the back of a chessboard, or is there another reason? Am I being disrespectful to backgammon? I'll just make sure no one else said drive on. Before I flick on to the scoreboard. Alright, cool. Here's the scoreboard. Team Glenn. What's going on here? Oh, sorry. Just one second. Kev wondering why he got a 4. It's because I hadn't actually corrected your score sheet yet. So, One Mobs are still in the lead, 23 points, but the gap was narrowed slightly by Team Glenn, who got a perfect score of that round, as did Lion C, or I think they did. I don't know, they might have got the bonus question, but they got 8 pointers. Dumb and Dumber, 4, Quarantine and Turner, tied with them on 4th on 19. Then we have the Tadmeister and Civil Servants tied for 6th, and Wisteria, Fake Frazzle Dazzle, and Team Lobster all tied for 8th. Loads to play for from down the table. Let's get going with round 4. Let's get some momentum back. I kind of stumbled there a little bit. This is our picture round, so I need to switch over to the other type of... no, not that. I need to switch over to the pick round thing. Now up here. On we go with round 4. These are all skylines of cities. Just give us the name of the city. That's all we need. It's yeah. Starting with this one. I will give backgammon a go at some stage. I will take your word for it. It is good fun. What city is this? Nice one, Kev. What sort of odds? Because golf is a funny one for odds, isn't it? Like anyone, so many players can win on a given day. I'd say you got great odds. What city is this? And what city is this? What city is this? Question 4. Question 5. Keep going. Question 6. Question 7. And final one of the round. Question 8. And that's that. Here's another look at that pixelated. I always say on pixelated, sometimes your best bet is to just zip back as far away from the TV or the monitor as you can. Picture can become clearer. Maybe that'll help. Here is your recap slide for the round. Make that full screen for you. And I'm going to give you guys 2.5 minutes. So until 8:58. Get those answers in. I think there's a couple of tricky ones in there, but in general, I don't think that's the hardest Skylines round in the world. Another 20 seconds, Team Camus. Alright, I'm going to collect those answer sheets right now. We have an answer that so many teams have got wrong in the same way that I'm beginning to wonder if we somehow got a dodgy picture of it, but we'll see. Go back to the turn off full screen. Let's go. Some teams loved it. I think that's the nature of picture round. Some teams love them and some people don't. Let's go. This I'm almost certain it's Frankfurt. So many teams put Berlin that like if anyone is 100% certain that this is actually a picture of Berlin and I messed up on Google Images, let me know. But the answer I have is Frankfurt. It does kind of look like TV tower in the background, but anyway, this is London. You've got the Shard and the Gherkin there. Probably the two easiest ones to identify. That is the Shard. That might not even be the Shard. But anyway, the Gherkin, relatively easy to identify. Helps you find out that's London. Then we get kind of one of those cities with a funky looking tower. This mountain in the background could be Tokyo. That's actually Seattle. Beautiful picture. The dead giveaway here is the beautiful hotel. Is it the Marina Sands Hotel? I don't know. I think in the foreground that has the wicked roof gardeny pool thing that spans the three buildings. Singapore. I don't know what the hint was supposed to be here, but the mix of tall buildings, island, and steep mountains. Hong Kong. That's the Brooklyn Bridge, I believe. Might not be, actually. New York. That's a bend in the river called the Bund. And the second tallest building in the world. The very right hand side of the picture. The world's tallest bottle opener. Beside it. Shanghai. And this is Toronto, Canada. So yeah, well done if you did well on that round. Let's have a wee look. My initial response was that people done quite well on it, but that was quite possibly because I was looking at the people who answered quickest. Lions T got the first 9 on the quiz today, so you guys know for sure that you've got our pixelated, and that's done enough to actually propel you right back to the top of the table. Having taken a 4 on round 1, that's huge. So well done, Lions T. You're tied at 29 points with 1 Mobster. Team Glenn, 2 behind in 27. Quarantine and Turner in 4th, now all on your own. 2 points clear of Fake Fazadaz and Tad Meister, who are tied for 5th. Dumb and Dumber, Creative Team Name, tied for 7th. You've got Covid Harry Hysteria, Gene with Finn, and Uncivil Summers, all tied for 9th. So loads to play for. Some good results up the table. Creative Team Name, your best round of the quiz so far, kind of by a margin. Absolute Tulips, your best round of the quiz so far, so well done to you guys. But everybody else certainly found it tricky enough. Yeah, well done if you did well in it. Let's go back to the standard format and get on with round 5 tomorrow in history. These are all things that happened on February the 9th in history. So let's get going. Team captains should be able to see your answer sheets. Here you go. In 1539 in Chester in England, the earliest recorded meet took place for what modern sporting event? This sporting event is still popular, still happens. This type of sport. The answer is a type of sport. That's the answer we're looking for here. In 1539 in Chester, the earliest recorded meet took place for what modern sporting events? Question 2. In 1621, the Pope was elected by acclamation, something that hasn't happened since. Although I see some slightly different sources on that. But it did happen in what best-selling novel from the year 2000? In 1621, the Pope was elected by acclamation, something that hasn't happened since, but did happen in what best-selling novel from the year 2000? In question 3, in 1895, the sport Mintonet was invented. What is it now known as? It is an Olympic sport. Jeez, my grammar in some of these sentences. Just don't let Chris write things. In 1895, the sport Mintonet was invented. What is it now known as? It is an Olympic sport. It's a summer Olympic sport, for the record. Question 4, 1964. This group makes a now famous appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show, watched by 73 million people. In 1964, this group makes a now famous appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show, watched by 73 million people. Question 5. 1986 was the last time this celestian object passed through the inner solar system. It should probably be celestial. That's also on me, but what is the object we're looking for? (1986) was the last time this celestial object passed through the inner solar system. Question 6. It's Tom Hiddleston's birthday. What character does he play in the Marvel Universe? The last time or the most recent time? The most recent time, yes. Yeah, Thomas. Well put question. Not the final time. The last time. It's Tom Hiddleston's birthday. What character does he play in the Marvel Universe? Question 7. In LA in 1960, Joanne Woodward got the first one of these. In LA in 1960, Joanne Woodward got the first one of these. Question 8, 1997, The Simpsons took the record for the longest running primetime animated series from what other show? In 1997, The Simpsons took the record of the longest running primetime animated series from what other show? Here is your pixelated. Looking fairly gettable at this stage, if I'm honest with you. And here's your recap stuff of the round. In 1539, Chester, the earliest recorded meeting took place for one modern sporting event. In 1621, the Pope was elected by acclamation. Something that hasn't happened since, but did happen in what best-selling novel from 2000. 1895, the sport Mintonet was invented. What's it now known as an Olympic sport? In 1964, this group made a now famous appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show, watched by 73 million people. In 1986, it was the last time This celestial object passed through the inner solar system. It's Tom Hiddleston's birthday. What character does he play in the Marvel Universe? Los Angeles, 1960. Joanne Woodward got the first one of these in 1997. The Simpsons took the record for long-form primetime animated series from what other show? Team Cameron, you have 2 minutes as always. It's 9:08 and 30 seconds. You have until 9:10 and 30 seconds to get those answers in. Are the points for the pixelated picture allocated at the end, or should they be already assigned? Yeah, so with pixelated, you get a point every round that you get it right. So if you get it right in round 1, you get a point for it. If you get it right in round 2, you get a point for it. If you get it right in round 3, you get a point for it. So it should already be assigned. The only way that you wouldn't get a point for pixelated is if you only got 3 questions right on the round, because then you would just get the minimum score of 4 for the round, which is something I've battled with in my mind, but decided on it. So if you put it down correctly, keep putting it down, I should say. And if you put it down correctly in round 2 and you haven't been putting it down since, let me know. I'll go back and give you the points. For sure. We are Negan. Are you trolling me? Are you? All right, this is important. If you, oh, I see what happened. I see what happened. No, so I can't give you the points because you put in other guesses. Round 1, you guys got 5 points, but you did get it in round 1. You did get it in round 1, and you did also get the correct amount of points in round 1. So I'm thinking, so it's unfortunate that you got a false negative there. It's creative team name, isn't it? Okay. All right, I'm gonna collect the answer sheets for this round. I think this has gone on way too long. We've sort of gone back and forth on telling people they got it versus not telling people they got it. So you sort of have to remember what answers you put down, keep an eye on what your score should be, and if you see that you got 1 more point than your regular score should be, you can conclude you got it. So yeah. Anyway, let's flick over the answers to this round, round 5. In 1539 in Chester, the first horse racing event took place, or the first modern horse racing event. I don't know. The Circus Maximus in Rome seemed to have horse racing, but the first thing that we call contemporary horse racing took place. So, well done if you got that. Wikipedia told me. Chester claims credit for it. If you have any arguments, take it up with them. 1621, the Pope was elected by acclamation, something that hasn't happened since, but it did happen in the novel Angels and Demons. Acclamation is when all the cardinals simultaneously shout the name of the Pope or something like that. They don't actually vote. I don't know. 1895, the sport of mintonet was invented. We call it volleyball today. 1964, the Beatles made an appearance on Ed Sullivan, their first appearance on a US TV show, I think. 1986 was the last time Halley's Comet passed through the inner solar system. But it will pass through again, I think. It passes through every 85 years, so sometime in the 70s. It's Tom Hiddleston's birthday. He plays Loki. In LA in 1960, Joanne Woodward got the first Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. Joanne Woodward is still alive, which is really, really good going. 91 years old. She's, I think, the oldest, Oscar, she's the earliest Oscar winner in a acting category alive, or something like that. She's a legend from the golden era of Hollywood. 1997, The Simpsons took the record of the longest running primetime animated series from the Flintstones. And it's amazing to think they got that record in 1997 and 25 years later they're still making episodes. That gets on around 6 Alphabet Soup. I've done a lot of talking. Let's have a look at the scoreboard and I'll try to decode where we are. So, Lions T have taken the lead now and they're running with it. They're 1 point ahead of one mobster. Team Glen in third, still 2 points back. Quarantine Turner fourth, still 2 points back. The gap between them and Dumb and Dumber has narrowed slightly as Dumb and Dumber picked up some points. So they're just 1 point off fourth. The Tadmeister's 1 point off that in sixth. You've got COVID Harry 1 point off that in seventh. Fake Frazzles, a creative team name, and Unsilver, and so you guys are all tied for 8th and 28. Wisteria, Quizzards of Oz, Team Lobster, you guys are all tied on 11th on 27, and Team Kalala, Gene with Finn, Matt and Eve with their best round quiz, you guys are all tied for 14th, just 1 point off that. So 2 points can get you from 14th to 8th right now. 3 points can get you from 14th to 7th. So there's a huge amount to play for in the quiz as we go into the final round. Alphabet Soup General Knowledge with a little alphabetical clue. With that, let's get going with round 6. Team captains, you should be able to see your answer sheets. And let's get going. Developed in the same named county in England, this H breed of cattle is a big name in beef. You should tell people. Yeah, I might start going back to telling people. It's hard when there's 20 teams. Maybe I could tell you once, but I'd feel bad if you missed me telling you because you were chatting amongst yourselves. And as a result, you didn't hear me telling you, and then you got another false negative. So maybe I'll think of something else by next week. Developed in the same named county in England, this H breed of cattle is a big name in beef. Question 2. In mathematics, this T is a straight line that touches a curve but continues without crossing it. Speaking of, I absolutely sucked at mathematics, trigonometry and technical drawing when I was in school. In mathematics, this T is a straight line that touches a curve, but it continues without crossing it. Question 3. On a film crew, the first assistant to the grip, or the lighting department, is called the blank blank. You might have seen this in film credits roll by. It's a sort of bizarre job title. On a film crew, the first assistant to the grip crew, or the lighting department, is called the blank blank. Question 4. What M company released their first antivirus product called VirusScan in 1987? Wait, what? 1987? What M company released their first antivirus product called VirusScan in 1987? Question 5. Brazil is the only country named after a T blank. That 1987 was accurate. I don't know. Fair play. I always keep an eye out in the credits. Brazil is the only country named after a T blank. Question 6. This L is the University of Texas football team. This L is the University of Texas football team. Question 7. The semiconductor device used to amplify and switch electronic signals and electrical power is called a T-blank. Semiconductor device used to amplify and switch electric signals and electrical power is called a T-blank. Question 8. A tradition dating back to the mid-1800s, British royal brides usually carry what M plant in their bridal bouquets? You know how it is, folks. I'm going to queue up a table foggle. Which we'll get going. I'll give you the recap slide. We'll play table foggle. We'll go over the answers. We'll reveal the winners. It's very, very tight this week, so I'm excited. Tradition dating back to the mid 1800s, British royal brides usually carry one M plant in their bridal bouquets. This is the picture. There were still some teams last round who were saying other answers. One team put down their answer as at last. Answer for this and at last. And it is true. Teams have been guessing this film. This film has been guessed more than any other film. Every week people think it's this film. This is the lupus of table fish. Alright, here's your final recap side of the night. Developed in the same named county, this H breed of cattle is being named with beef. In mathematics, this T is a straight line that touches the curve and continues without crossing. On a film crew, the first assistant to the grip crew of the lighting department is called the BB. What M company released their first antivirus product called VirusScan in 1987? Brazil is the only country named after T-blank. This L is the University of Texas football team. The semiconductor device used to amplify and switch electronic signals and electrical power is called a T-blank. And since the 1800s, British royal brides carry what M plant in the bridal bouquets? Team Cams. You got 2 minutes. It's 21:21. You've got until 21:23 to get the answer in. As I queue up everybody's favorite word game. Oh, that's the wrong button. Give me a second. I need to get you guys back to the answer sheet, and I'm not sure how to do that yet. What happens if I press? How has this never happened before? Alright, Team Caps, I'll give you 2 minutes starting from now, so you've got until 21:24 to get those answers in. You guys are absolutely slaying this round. Alright, Team Cams, I'm going to call in those answer sheets. If you haven't already hit submit, please do hit it. Let's play table foggle, shall we? So this is our word game. We're going to put a grid of letters here. We're going to ask you in 2 minutes to make as many words as you can out of those letters. 3-letter words or greater. You get 1 point for a 3-letter word, 2 points for a 4-letter word, 3 points for a 5-letter word, the whole way up to potentially getting 14 points for a 16-letter word, or 15 points for a 16-letter word if you manage to use a QU. But anyway, we're going to start in 2 seconds. Go. You have until 26:30. That's... Oh. Anyway, go. Wait. What? This is a really... It's a really sad time to find out that the word beetle isn't a word. Well, it is, but it's not spelled the way the band spell it. I'm really upset by that. Seconds team counts. Two seconds, team comes. And we're done. Well, if you did well on that, let's zip over the answers that are around. Developed in the same name county in England, this Hereford breed of cattle is a big name in beef. Well done if you got that. Hereford beef. Mathematics, this T is a straight line that touches a curve but continues that crossing, and I gave you a bit of a clue by talking about something completely unrelated, which is often known as going off on a tangent. On a film crew, the first assistant to the grip of the lighting department is called the best boy. Isn't he the best boy? McAfee released a version of their antivirus in 1987 before the World Wide Web. Fair play to them. That's pretty good going. Brazil is the only country named after a tree, I presume. The L, Longhorns. Semiconductor device that we were looking for is a transistor. Hard luck to anyone who said transformer, which also begins with a T. A tradition dating back to the mid-1800s, British royal brides usually carry what? M plant. We were looking for myrtle. And that is it for the quiz today. Our thing was, of course, Titanic. Our pixelated. So, time to finally reveal the scoreboard. And a huge well done to Lions T, who've clinched it today, having come from behind at the beginning of the quiz. So an absolutely smashing good job. Helped, I think, a little bit by pixelated, and one mobster's inability to get those quickly. But a huge score for one mobster, getting a 9 in the final round as well to keep that pressure on and keep themselves in the hunt. A lot of people getting the best scores of the quiz in the final round. We've seen a lot of 8s and 9s down the table. Wisteria with a 9. Team Lobster with actually their second 9 of the quiz. Gene with Finn with an 8. Absolute Tulips with an 8. Matt and Eve with the best round of the quiz so far. With the best round of the quiz so far, they got a 7, as did Team Kalala. Well done to all of you guys. And some really, really big table foggle scores. Matt and Eve with 63. The Tadmeisters with 87. Quarantine Eternal with 85. Lions T with 80. So some absolute huge scores there. Looking at the Tadmeister quickly, 47 words, including the word stolen, which looks like their pick as the longest word in that particular table foggle. That's all from me. Until next week, there should be a quiz next week. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, an awesome week. You catch up on some Six Nations and some Winter Olympics and maybe the Super Bowl. You go out and you have a bite to eat because you can right now, and otherwise you just keep it chill. But from myself, from Katie, from Aidan, from Richie, from Rick, have an awesome week, have an awesome evening, and have an awesome weekend. Talk to you soon.
Thank